Hi, Michelle here. I wanted to make a little video about how to troubleshoot a Hoya when it's not looking that well. For instance, I have this Hoya Krohniana right here that is not doing well at all, and I don't know if you can see that, but 3 leaves just fell off as I was turning it around. So this is obviously not doing that well. A peduncle just fell off. I will go through what I do to take care of this plant. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the overall appearance of the plant. As I look at this plant, I see yellow leaves. I don't see dehydration, so that's good. If I saw dehydration, that would mean it would be a root issue. So I don't see that, so that's great, especially with something as large as this. To have to start the roots over again would be really difficult. But if you look and see on this side, there's a whole bunch of dead leaves there. So we're going to go ahead and take this apart, and we're going to take a look at it. We're going to figure out what's going on, and we're going to fix it, and we may not fix it, so to speak, but we're going to go ahead and get it in a better place where it can heal and regrow. So the first thing I'm going to do is very carefully, I'm going to take out the orchid clips that are holding these branches onto the trellis. And I say carefully because some of these are really attached on here pretty deep. And that can definitely be one of the reasons that this Hoya is, and there goes a leaf. That could definitely be, and there goes some more leaves. That could definitely be one of the reasons that this Hoya is unhappy right now, is that these orchid clips are strangling the stems. This plant is about 2.5 years old. It came to me as a maybe an 8-leaf cutting. It's grown all of this since then, but clearly it's had an issue. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to trim off as I unravel. I'm going to take off all of this dead stuff. So I'm taking a look at a lot of things as I'm gently trying to unravel this. And it is difficult. I'll turn it around here. It is difficult because this is very wound in here, and there are many damaged leaves. And as you can see, I am slowly unwinding it, very slowly. I'm looking at leaves like these right here. They appear firm. I'm going to leave them for now. I'm going to see how they do as I unwind the plant. I'm going to take off all the damage to this plant before I rewind it, but I'm going to be careful about it. I don't want to take off any more damage than I absolutely have to. And see, they're literally just kind of falling as I go. Okay. Let's unwind this and see where we go. It's a bunch of unwinding. It really is. That's most of the job. When you wrap these around a trellis, you can be the neatest, but when these start growing, they're going to grow every which way. And there's nothing you can do to change that. You gotta be careful with this, because sometimes when it gets to this point, you know, leaves are just gonna start coming off. All right, now I'm kind of in kind of a messy place because I have the loose part of it unwound, but not the main part of the plant. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna go ahead and unwind this while I do this at fast speed. So this will get done a lot quicker. So I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, had to take out this trellis. It's kind of all bent at wonky angles, but that's pretty easy to fix. That just takes some remaneuvering. So now I'm left with this. So now that should be easier for me. And I'm looking at the roots, and there is rot at the bottom of the roots. We will address that next. So let's try to finally untangle all this. So I'll still speed this up again, and I'll come back again when I'm all untangled. Fully untangled this time. Okay, I think we got it all. You can't see it now, but it's unwound completely in front of me and behind me. See if I can kind of get some of the, whoops, there goes a leaf. See if I can get kind of some of the, it goes on. It's really long, let's just put it that way. And I have quite a few dead leaves so far. So the next thing I want to do is to actually take this out of the pot and look at the roots. Now I notice when I take it out of the pot, these are dead roots. Not all of the roots are dead, but there are some dead roots. So what I'm going to do is, and I can tell they're dead roots by there's a difference in color. I don't know if you can see that, but some of these are, like these are darker and kind of translucent right here, and they just pull right off. Whereas something like this, well, that's not an example. Whereas something like this is solid and it doesn't pull off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just taking my fingers and I'm just pulling off anything that is not viable. I'm wondering if I should repot this into pon instead of leca. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the same vessel, but I'm going to take this out of the leca and just kind of see where we are. As you can see, there are roots and I don't want to really damage those. You can try to stick your hands down in here and gently lift them away. These slots are bendable, so you can kind of press them apart, go in and insert your finger and loosen the roots. So that's what I'm going to do. Normally you wouldn't do something as extreme as what I'm doing right now. The only reason I'm taking such a drastic extreme measure is because the plant is not doing well. And it is time for a big change. And when the roots start to rot outside the pot, that's generally a sign that the things inside the pot are generally not doing that well either. I'm just trying to get these roots to come out. There was some root loss, but in the scheme of things, not a great deal, because a lot of these roots were fragile anyway. So then I'm left with this root ball. I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to take a look at the roots as I'm massaging the leca out. Any roots that look like this, that are dark, I'm just going to pull out. You don't even need to cut them. A lot of times they will just pull out, and then you can use your scissors at the end to clean things up. But you want to make sure that only the healthy roots are remaining to give the plant, as you repot it, the best chance for success in its restart. Now, a common thing I would have checked for, and I wouldn't have been surprised if I saw it, would have been root mealies. That generally would have appeared something similar to looking like there's a bunch of perlite in the substrate when there shouldn't be any perlite. What happens with root mealies is they prohibit the plant from uptaking the water that the roots absorb through the reservoir or through the soil or whatever it is through which they absorb. When you have root mealies with Hoyas, almost every time without fail, the best thing you can do is to cut off all the roots, spray the stem at least, down with rubbing alcohol, and repot it in brand new fresh substrate and a pot that's been sterilized. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit more aggressive on feeling the roots, pulling the roots. I do believe I've gotten pretty much all of the weak roots. Now all I have to do is take my shears and just trim off the stringy ends that signify dead roots. You just trim off the majority of it. You don't want to get too far, but you don't want to take too little. That looks about right. So this is what we're left with. This is actually a very healthy root system. And it's got the plant left. So I'm going to bring all of the plant behind me now. Okay. I'm going to use Pond. I don't have a wick, so I'm going to have to go get that, so I'll be right back. I went ahead and washed the cup and the container, and real quickly I'm just going to go ahead and poke the wick through the bottom. There we go. Now I'm going to fill it up a little bit with Pond. Take the base of the plant, okay, now let's fill it up with Pond. I like to use the edge of this scraper or this scooper to kind of use it as a means to get the Pond down between the roots and the edges of the container so it has a nice room to grow. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to just fill it up the rest of the way. And underneath here looks like it needs some more pon. Okay, so it looks like we have this reinserted in the pot. So now we just need to trellis it. I'm going to take a look at where all of these stems are. And I'm going to put the trellis in accordingly. So I'm going to put it right back here. And now once again, I'm going to try and trellis this. I will go ahead and speed this up so you can see this time lapse, so you don't have to sit through the whole thing. Okay, I went ahead and I got it all re-trellised. Let me go ahead and give you a look at that so you can see it all. It's not the neatest trellising job. It was a Hoya that was about, 6-7 feet long, so it's not going to be able to be perfectly trellised. It's a little wobbly right now, but that's because the pon is dry. Once the pon gets wet and starts settling in, then this will do a lot better. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you want to see other plant-related videos like this. I post a lot of Hoya things. I have Hoya cabinets behind me, but I do have other plants as well, but Hoyas are my main love. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.